So hi guys, so you might have seen the other video I've just put up recently with the swans in. This is the rest of the day out, or the morning out. So basically end up down at Drury's Gap, which is near Camber Sands in East Sussex. There's an old house over there in the distance. And I thought, do you know what, I shall try the digital zoom and the clearing zoom on video and see what it's actually like. It's actually not bad on the clear image zoom on the photos either, considering it was a hazy, really spray sort of rubbish air day. It actually wasn't too bad, considering that's quite a long way away. Alright, down the beach now, just up from Camber. It's still classed as Camber Beach, but Drury's Gap. I think the tide's in. Woo! Slow motion, I think. As you can hear there, I said something about slow motion, so I actually shot some HFR in a bit, and actually turned out quite nicely. The weather was really lovely, actually. It was just windy. As you can see here, some photos just taken, relatively high shutter speed, sort of 1000 to 1600 per second, f4 ISO 100 sort of abouts there. Massive crashing waves, loads of spray, seagulls flying around. Even a little droplet of water coming off the beak of the seagull there. They were basically fishing. It's amazing what we can't see this, but just watching this bird here, for example, she was coming down in and he actually did a bit of a touchdown into the water, and then obviously picked up a bit of food and off he went. Quite interesting to watch, actually. And flying down in between the waves, you know, a few inches away from being splashed. Amazing. I mean, it must be awesome to be a bird and be able to do stuff like that. Absolutely cool. But like I say, shooting at 600mm, around about 1600th of a second. Here he soared up suddenly, but I still managed to capture his wing, which is backlit, and you get a nice bit of bokeh as well, which is kind of cool. So nice circular bokeh, most of it, but then suddenly on the edges of the images it's actually oval. So that's just down to the lens design, I think. Spray of water coming through the groin, or the fence there. That was quite interesting. And yeah, worked really cool. Just nice to just experiment, really. This is a shot looking down Camber Sands, which is on the right hand side there. There's an old hut there. It's got a red roof, very famous. We used photographed quite a lot over the years there, which is quite cool. And that's sort of on the Rye side. So talking about the bird landing in the sea and actually eating, catching its lunch. That's it there. Literally just landing. Well, it's not even. Doesn't actually dip in completely. Just literally touches the water, grabs the food, and goes. So it shows you how crazy their eyesight is. There you can see in his beak there. He's actually just he's just literally opened his beak and just tossed it around slightly and then swallowed it. So I've just managed to capture that in mid-air there. It's obviously some kind of mollusk or shellfish of some sort is eating, and it goes in for another one, and he got another one there, but actually the camera missed focus very slightly, not particularly it was out of focus, but it just missed focus on the bird's head and just went for the wing. So the picture actually that I took of it wasn't really worth using, so just shows you it's not perfect, and neither am I. This shot here is pretty cool, nice and sharp, as you can see there, and that was kind of it really. And then on to the HFR stuff. As you can see, very windy, but made some quite cool slow motion clips. So HFR, these are all shot at 250 frames per second. And what I've done is have it on end trigger half, which means I let the camera focus on wherever I'm aiming at, if I have it on spot focus or whatever. And then you push the middle button in the middle of the wheel, and that locks your exposure and your focusing and everything like that. It starts looping sort of 3 seconds ish, and then once you see something like this just after it's happened, then you just push record, and it basically records that section of the clip you've just done. It means you can sit there and watch stuff happening, and then you think, oh, that was really good, boom. It's not a case of just push it and hope for the best. It actually gives you that moment to actually save and record whatever you want to do. But obviously you just have to remember that end trigger half is about 3 seconds, and the full is around about 6 to 7 seconds. If you had just start, it means you basically let the camera focus and then lock it and then just push record, and it will record that moment. But you don't know what's going to happen in that moment. So, you know, watching this on loop, for example, I thought, oh, that was a big wave, poof, like that. Yep, push record, and it's done. So you can just sit there and wait for something cool to happen. It does rinse the battery quite a lot because it's shooting at such a high frame rate, and obviously just you know, just constantly doing something with the processor. So it does rinse the battery quite a bit. It's not too bad, but I have noticed it you know, definitely reduced battery life quite a bit. So it's always worth, if you're going to do quite a bit of this, just have a second battery ready. And this is the last shot of the day. Basically the water's crashing into that groin. So I know it's only a short video, but that's kind of the end of that. But I just thought it was a little bit different, so utilising a little bit of the clear image zoom in a JPEG, and also the HFR mode as well, shooting a little bit of 240 frames per second slow motion. So don't forget to click the subscribe button, little notification bell, and I shall see you soon. And guys, just a little tip here, as you can see there in this shot, just quickly, is loads of bokeh around the sun. And that's because my lens is absolutely caked in saltwater spray, so it's worth keeping an eye on your lens and getting it clean as soon as you can.